Hi guys. So I want to start a new series, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. But I was prescribed metformin about a month ago, and I am on metformin because I am pre-diabetic, I have insulin resistance, and I have PCOS. Now, I heard that metformin helps people with PCOS. It helps them ovulate, helps them get pregnant. Not always the case, but for most cases, I've talked to at least 3 women who have gotten pregnant off metformin who are my friends. So, yeah. But it also helps with um, insulin resistance, which I have. Not all the time, since if you have insulin resistance, you will have like a dark ring around your neck. It is not dirt. I've had it since I was a little kid. I scrub it in the shower. It does not come off. The only time it really comes off is when I lose like a specific amount of weight and it goes away, it gets lighter. But I have insulin resistance and I am pre-diabetic. So let's start from like the beginning. It's gonna probably be a long video, so I'm sorry. Um, so about 3 years ago this month, before I had my second miscarriage, I went and I took out my birth control. I had it on for like 5, 6 months, and I decided to get off. And I went to my OBGYN, and he was actually going to put me back on birth control because he knows I have polycystic ovary, which is PCOS. And I told him straight up, like, well, I don't really want to take birth control. I'm trying to get pregnant. So he was like, oh, okay. He's like, well, let me prescribe you metformin. And he prescribed me something else with my metformin, but I can't remember what it was. And I specifically told him, I don't really want to try this metformin. If you guys know me, I don't like taking even Tylenol or Advil or anything like that for my headaches. So it was hard for me to accept. And he's like, oh, well, you're going to need to take it because you have PCOS and I'm pretty sure you won't be able to get pregnant on your own. So I was like, whatever, fine. So I got it. I got it in the bottle, but I actually left it on top of my refrigerator, and not one time did I ever take it because I was like too scared. So when I went back in about 2 weeks, I think from then or something, or a month later, I was actually pregnant. And he was like, oh, I told you metformin would work. And I straight up told him I never even took the metformin. I have it still on top of my refrigerator, still a brand new bottle. I actually got pregnant again on my own. So, anyways, so then I had the miscarriage. I went a few more months. I got pregnant again. I went the whole 9 months. I lost the baby. And last year after I lost the baby, we actually found out one of the reasons why I probably wasn't able to either keep him or why my body was rejecting everything and why I couldn't have a normal delivery after my first daughter, my one that's alive, because they found out I had thyroid. Well, anyways, skip that. Oh, and then they didn't find out I actually had diabetes until now, but we'll skip that till right now. So anyways, he once again told me, I want you to get on metformin. And I straight up told him, I really don't feel like metformin. I don't think that metformin would work on me, and I'm just like scared. So he's like, okay, whatever. So I actually didn't get on metformin at all. So then this year in January, I told my husband, you know what? It's been over like a year. Let's try again. This and that. So I went to the doctor and I told him, okay, I think I am ready for metformin. But I want you to make me a referral to go see a heart doctor because I struggle with really bad anxiety and heart palpitations or whatever you call them. And my heart, that's a story to come right now. But I have like, my heart starts to beat like out of nowhere crazy. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, which I don't know what it feels like, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. So he sent me to the heart doctor. They let me wear like a monitor for like 2 weeks, I believe. I don't know if I made any videos with the heart monitor on me, but I think I had to wear it for like 2 or 4 weeks. I can't remember how many weeks. I think it was like 2. The heart doctor said everything was fine. He said, you are normal, your heart's normal, whatever. He did want me to have a stress test in the hospital, but that's the time that the coronavirus actually started happening around my town. And I was I was like terrified to like go to the hospital or even to my doctors. Like, so I decided not to do it. So to this day, I still haven't done the stress test. But I was like, okay, so the coronavirus happened, all this stuff. This was back in like January, February. I want to say February. So then, like I said, I had an appointment, and I think it was February, and then I had an appointment in March, and that's when the coronavirus happened. And then I didn't go. So April, May, June, July, August, September came around. And I was noticing that I was feeling kind of weird. I noticed that I wasn't having like dizzy spells like I used to before. A couple years ago, my sugar would get super low and I would feel all, and I haven't had those in a while. And I was like, well, what the hell? So I decided to check my sugar, and it was like about 300. And it wasn't because of, I didn't poke my finger. I actually had like a little scar, and I pulled it off, and I actually like got the blood from that sample. And I was like freaking out, and everybody was like, because I was asking people, and they're like, well, your machine's not custom to this, to like, there are some machines that you could poke yourself here, but the machine that I have is just for your fingers. And I was like, oh my god. So I actually got one of my mom's old machines, and everything's up to date on her machines because she actually died about 2 years ago, but everything's still good for like next year. So I used hers, and it was like the highest, I think it was like 200. And I was like, oh my god, my sugar is really high. So then I made an appointment with my OBGYN, and I was like, okay, I am ready for metformin. And he's like, all right. So I started taking metformin, and I did my research. I watched videos. I did my research on the internet. I asked a few friends that were on it. A lot of people told me that they were always pooping, sorry, and that they were nauseated, but like nonstop. So I was like, oh, they're all like, you're gonna live in the bathroom for the time that you're taking it. And I was like, crap, you know. So I started taking it, and I was doing okay. I was doing fine, and I was prescribed 500 milligrams, but I was supposed to take them twice a day, so morning and night. So it equals to 1,000. So I was taking, actually the way I started out, the first week I started off just taking one pill a day. And then the second week I was like, I think my body's already accustomed to it. I'm ready to take a second pill. So I started taking the second pill, and when I was taking the second pill for a week, I noticed that my stomach was literally bleh, everywhere. Like, I wasn't using the bathroom, but I was puking a lot more. So I had a doctor's appointment about a week after that, and I should have told him like, hey, my stomach's not really accustomed to the metformin. Like, it's making me nauseated a lot. So he lowered my dosage and started taking 500 milligrams a day. Just take one. So I was like, okay. So with the first time that I started taking the 500 once a day, I was feeling good. So then now I'm back on it, right? So I'm doing better. I do get upset stomachs, and I do get the other part I'm not gonna say. But I noticed that if I eat something sweet or starchy, my stomach just feels like it's gonna throw up, and most of the time I do. Metformin, I've done my research on it, and there's so many things that I'm scared of, because there's this thing, I don't know what it's called, but like there's just so many warnings, and even though there's so many warnings, I'm still taking it like a dumbass. But B12 is like one of them. I know that B12, and I don't know if my B12 is low. I need to get that checked, because I've been having really bad panic attacks. I had a panic attack about a week ago. I was sleeping just fine, and at 4 in the morning, I got woken up, and my heart was at 165, and I felt like I was gonna die. Every time I talk about it, I want to cry, because it was scary. I woke up my husband. I'm sorry, and I'm thankful he was home at that time. Sorry, bro, you're probably gonna see me cry right now. And I was just sleeping, and my heart, I started feeling it going a little fast, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So I got up, and I have like a machine, and I have a watch, and it was like 165. And I was like, why is my heart beating so fast if I was just like sleeping? So I made my husband get up, and I made him call the ambulance, and they came, and I could hear my heart in my ears. I was like, oh my god, dude, I feel it. My husband, I was like, feel my chest, and he would feel it. Like, it felt like it was gonna bust out of my chest. And I was like, oh my god. I thought I was gonna die. I honestly thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I was like, oh my god, this is what it feels like to die. I was so scared. I'm sorry. It was scary. And I've had panic attacks before, and I've had anxiety attacks. And it's never felt like that. So, that was last week, last Monday. Well, not yesterday, but the day before, I ended up having another panic attack. It wasn't as bad, but I was doing good in the morning, and towards the nighttime, I started panicking. I just had this like weird, utsy feeling. So I had a panic attack for like almost an hour, and then I ended up getting rid of it, and then it came back. My husband had to call in again, and I don't want him to call in every time I get sick or every time I get scared, because he would get fired or something from his job. But he's like, I'm gonna call in just to make sure nothing happens to you. So my anxiety came back twice that night, and then it finally went away when I fell asleep. But it is so scary. So I was looking up metformin B12, and the B12 symptoms say that your anxiety level could go a little high, and it's been really awful. That has been crazy. My heart palpitations have gone crazier. Um, it's been a crazy ride this last month. I've also noticed that my hair, since I started taking metformin, my hair is actually kind of falling out again. Well, I'm still taking my vitamins, but I noticed that when I shower or brush my hair, just like a whole bunch of strands are coming out again, and that's one of the symptoms. Um, I'm not pooping like everybody said I was, but I do it, but not all the time. I do throw up more, and I do get stomach pains. My appetite for food, I'm not really even hungry anymore. I mean, I literally have to force myself to eat, because other than that, I'm not hungry. Um, I gotta check my B12. So next time I go to the doctor, I'll ask him if he could check that. I did go to the hospital. I'll tell you guys that on Monday last week, when I got my heart palpitations went up to like 165, and I was like freaking out. I did go to the emergency room because I wanted just to make sure everything was okay. My EKG came out good. My blood test came out good. So I don't know what in the name of Jesus that was, but yeah. Other than that, my blood sugars have been running from 95 to like 115, so they're kind of lower. When I first started taking the metformin, my blood sugar went down to 65, and I started feeling like all droopy and shit. So we checked it, and it was at 65. So I had to drink orange juice and peanut butter, and it went up a little. But other than that, like, do your research on metformin. I'm still taking it, and I tell my husband all the time, like, I shouldn't be taking it because I don't feel right on it, but I don't know. If you guys have any experiences like the ones that I had or any other different ones, please let me know. Please educate me on this other new pill that I'm taking, because I have no idea what it's about. But if you guys have symptoms like mine, please let me know, because I don't want to feel like I'm the only one that is doing this to. So, yeah. I will see you guys on the next video. I don't know when that will be. I don't know what it's going to be about. But hopefully you guys will enjoy these 2 videos that I have uploading for you. And I will see you guys later. And I'm so sorry for my ugly cry. It's just that when I start thinking about that night, I just start crying. So, besides that, sorry. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.